Okay, we're going to get started here. Welcome to Brandjectory's Christmas in July Brandtastic Showcase. Welcome, everyone. And we are ready to go. We are going to highlight 6 great brands for you today. And those brands are going to each have a chance to show their products, tell you about them. Michael, Susan, and I will be asking questions. And we look forward to giving you a Brandtastic spectacular today. And I hope I sound like the guy on QVC, because that's what I'm trying to do. But in the meantime, look for special offers on our website. Each of the brands have put some discounts out there, opportunities for you to purchase your product on the Brandjectory website, purchase their product on the Brandjectory website for a big discount. So look for that, and I hope you'll all enjoy a little bit of cool savings in the summer heat. So now, Jenna, if you could get us started with our first brand. And we would like to welcome Chris Cook of Special Leaf, tea made from the olive leaf. So Chris, take it away. Tell us a little bit about Special Leaf.
Hi guys, thanks everyone for attending, and the support means a lot. A shout out to Tom and Susan and Michael. Jenna, welcome. Thank you guys so much. It's very hot here in Texas, and I appreciate the concept of doing a Christmas in July for sure. Give us a little bit of a breather, but a quick insight into the company and who we are and what we're doing. I'm gonna give you guys a rundown in true QVC infomercial kind of way. We're a naturally functional iced tea that's made from the leaves of olive trees. The olive tree has been known for thousands of years to be very healthful for people that are suffering from a lot of ailments, especially nowadays after a lot of research have been done regarding the Mediterranean diet, olive leaf extract supplement pills, extra virgin olive oil, all those kinds of things, kind of health benefit wise, you can find in these teas that we're producing, because the compounds that are in the leaves. So we kind of originated about 10, 11 years ago. After myself, I'm a classically trained chef that was working as a consultant on an olive orchard in South Texas, literally 30 minutes from my home. There was a South Texas olive orchard that I was helping some years ago with just helping maintain the infrastructure with the development of food concepts, dinners, pop-up events to showcase different regions of the world producing great olive oil. Introducing products. There was a lab there that we could experiment with different kinds of products, all stemming from the olive tree. And while I was out there, there was the olive leaf tea that was being made and just being served in the glass, for a couple bucks in the cafe there. We had a small cafe, and I just gravitated towards this because I'm a tea lover by heart. I grew up with iced tea, and I grew up in the South, and there was always tea readily available. And seeing something new in the kitchen really, really intrigued me. So at that time, I wasn't quite ready to embark on the journey of what it would take to do this. But over the past 4 or so years, we've been working towards getting it to the point where you're seeing now. So we are in a couple major retailers in Texas. We're growing it from a local, then regional, and then national kind of way, probably in the next couple years. So if we make mistakes, we're close to home, and we can adjust and pivot and learn from them. But our mission is to help people, and with a naturally functional beverage, and something that we're keeping the ingredient list clean, and there's nothing in the cans and the packaging that the consumers, that the fans aren't going to understand or be able to pronounce, right? So from a chef standpoint, that was always very important to myself and my teams that I was a part of, to give the consumer and the fans the best possible experience, not just the dining room experience, but the experience with the food. and making sure that, we're treating every ingredient with the utmost respect. And that's what we're doing with Special Leaf, is we're keeping everything in tune and in line to showcase the olive leaf as much as we possibly can, to provide those health benefits and really put forth a great product, with no added sugar, all natural ingredients, and a clean ingredient list.
I've got Chris. Cans here. I got one of your cans right here, Chris. Yep. Okay. And it is the hibiscus blueberry.
My favorites.
Ingredients, no added sugar, powerful antioxidants. So tell us a little bit. Susan and I are going to take, we haven't tasted it. This came on the weekend.
Actually, I'm drinking it right now. I got to say, it's got such a great depth of flavor from the leaf, but also a nice fruity finish. And it's not overly sweet. It's really got a great taste profile.
Thank you, Michael. The balance is there for a reason. We want to showcase the leaf. We want to make sure that you're getting,
oh, that's wonderful.
Just across the board, you want to experience it, in each ingredient, so that was always our intention, and it will be moving forward. Tom, the antioxidant level, if you research olive leaf tea, olive leaf extract, and those kinds of things, you're going to find that these teas have twice the amount of antioxidants as green tea. And then you get into things like help with inflammation, type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, cognitive function. The list goes on and on and on. It's truly a super tea that we've kind of taken a 4,000-year-old recipe. That's when it originated in the ancient Mediterranean area. And we've kind of flipped it on its head to reinvent it in a more modernized way, to showcase health and wellness, promote health and wellness, and give it a look like this. So it's approachable, it's eye appealing and catching. Iced tea is the second most consumed beverage behind bottled water. So we have a really, really good shot at introducing something, and we have, introducing something to the marketplace where it's just so jam-packed full of brands that, are just in it for profitability, and, that's the bottom line. And, they compromise with the ingredient list by putting things in there that can be detrimental to us long-term and that aren't sustainable.
Chris, it doesn't really, for somebody, I drink a lot of tea, but for, I think, a consumer who, perhaps tea means adding a lot of sugar, those kinds of things, and it really does not have that strong tea flavor. It feels very much like you're drinking a very special kind of drink. It has a real refreshing taste to it.
Very refreshing.
And we also have the tangerine ginger here. We haven't tried that one yet. Tell us, Susan, I think you wanted to find out exactly where they can purchase the product online or in the stores.
Chris, at what stores and sites can we find you?
We're in all the central markets in Texas, a couple of Brookshire Brothers, and then really like 30 to 40 smaller retail locations in San Antonio, in Austin. And we're starting to build around the central markets that we've gotten into in Dallas and Fort Worth and Houston, and definitely Austin as well, because it's closest to home. But you can always find us online, www.specialleaf.com. We are working with an individual to help us get on Amazon. So, we want a wide, or not a wide kind of reach, more a deep kind of reach with what we're doing, and we're surrounding ourselves with some mentors and some smart folks that can help us, help us get into those retailers that make the most sense for us. So Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, those kinds of places where the products on the shelves are thoughtful, and they're there for a reason, and it's not too saturated with things that would take away from what we're trying to do.
Hey, Chris, tell us, you're an entrepreneur, you were a chef, okay? We got a couple minutes left for you. Tell us a little bit about how you became a chef and how you became an entrepreneur then from being a chef.
I grew up in a military family. A couple generations were involved with service in different kinds of wars, and I was defending the company and the Constitution, and I chose to go in a different direction and fell in love with food at an early age of around 14, 13. Always remember being in the kitchen when I was a kid with grandparents and parents, during holidays and those kinds of things. So once I figured out, that being a chef, held some prestige, and it was considered an industry that, was really kind of, back in the 80s, early 90s, was really, really interesting to me. The chef coats and the toques, the long hats, the tall hats, and, what it really took to become a great chef intrigued me. So, coming from a military family, having hospitality and service in my blood, food and beverage was one of those careers that I fell in love with, and went to a couple different culinary schools, worked in some great kitchens. I've worked in food trucks all the way up to 5-star, 5-diamond resort hotels, and it will always be a part of me. I love cooking, but this what we're doing here with Special Leaf, it gives us a platform to help a lot more people than just being in a hotel or a restaurant. It gets something out there that can do great things for people in a much larger scale. So that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing today, is to showcase some natural benefits, some natural functionality, in the beverage space that's needing products and brands like us.
That's fantastic.
Super.
We just tried the tangerine ginger. I like this one better.
Yeah, that's our newest one.
This is really tasty. This is really
I like them
tasty.
both.
Susan liked them both, but
Yeah.
this one's really
Very
tasty.
refreshing on a hot day here in Arizona. So.
Fresh ginger juice and fresh tangerine puree.
That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Well, thank you, Chris. Jenna, can you flash Chris's special here? Again, everybody can find this on the Brandjectory website. Just look for special offers, and you will see his offer there. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Chris. Great job.
Thank you
so much.
Great product.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Next on our list, all the way from London, England, is Stephanie Crable with OMG Pretzels. I want to do a shout out here. I haven't seen everybody who's on the call, but I see some of our friends, Sean Berg, Rich Monez, Monica Watrous, a few of our other brands.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. But now I'm looking for Stephanie Crable, and I hope Mom is going to be with her.
Yeah. Hi, Tom. Hi, Michael. Hi, Jenna and Susan and everyone else that's here. Ho, ho, ho. Happy Christmas in July. So we're coming here. We're actually headquartered in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, but we're here in the UK visiting family because we wanted to come first for my brother Andy's 50th birthday party, and we wanted to introduce our newest nugget to the family, Annika. Here she is. Yes, Annika was born May 31st. So we're excited. Grandchild number 14. So,
wow, congrats.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you don't need new customers. You have them all in the family.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we're here with Mom, my business partner, and we are a women and family-owned business that makes culinary and family memory-inspired gourmet seasoned sourdough pretzel nuggets. As I said, we're 100% made in America, and yeah, we're sold nationwide from coast to coast, including Hawaii and Alaska, mostly in specialty gourmet, gifting, independent retailers and small chains. And we're also in Von Maur department stores in the Midwest.
Okay, fantastic. And so tell us a little bit about how you and Mom got started. Because you guys have a great story.
I'll let her tell you.
I got started making snacks for the children when they were younger, and the garlic ones were the main pretzels that I made. And after a while, one of the children said, "Mom, you should sell these." So I investigated, went to a local she's a hoagie place, and she always encouraged the local new products. So that's what I did, and she told me exactly what to do, and then it's been going on, and she's still with us today, which was 8 years ago.
About 8 years ago, yeah.
And most of the people that I peddled my wares to in the beginning are still with us 8 years later.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, you have lots of flavors, okay? I have to
You
say, the
do.
one that I enjoyed the most was the lemon pepper.
The
Okay,
lemon pepper.
really
Okay.
liked. I mean, they were all good, but I really liked the lemon pepper. It was really tasty. I thought it was, it was a little hot, a little sour. It really felt kind of good. So, tell us about all these flavors that you have.
Well, as we showed you already, the garlic flavor is our flagship product. Then we brought to market our sweet and salty flavor, which is the cinnamon sugar toast. This is actually inspired by my grandfather, who used to come over before school every day before school and eat cinnamon sugar toast and play cards. And that's actually how my siblings and I learned math when we were younger. And then we have our Chesapeake spice flavor, which brings back family memories of going to the beach when we were growing up. We also have our sweet and spicy flavor, which is sweet with some heat at the end. We have the lemon pepper that Tom already mentioned. So we love that. It's got a nice citrus flavor with a nice black pepper kick to it. We have our salty butterscotch flavor. So this one actually reminds us of those creamy brown butterscotch candies that Grandma used to give us when we went over to her house to visit. And then the last one we have here tonight is our sweet chili flavor. So, and that's actually Mom's favorite.
Great.
Yeah. Here, let me give you a close up of the sweet and salty here. See, so what our niche is one that we are the only seasoned sourdough nugget in the market. And so our nuggets have a great crunch. We're very generous with our seasoning, and our seasoning, what makes us unique is that our seasoning is not just one note. When you pop one in your mouth, you get the first flavor that hits your tongue, and then a second flavor comes on after that, that completes the bite. And so that's really what our niche is.
Stephanie, I have a question. What are your customers saying about OMG?
Well, funny you should ask, because one of the reasons why we are called OMG pretzels is because when people pop one in their mouth, OMG comes popping out. That's what they're saying. They're saying, oh my God.
So you mentioned retailers. What retailers are you in?
What retailers?
Yeah.
Well, we're in over 1,000 retailers across the US. Mostly independent, specialty gourmet, small chains. So it's really hard to say. I guess one of our largest retailers is Von Maur department stores. So we are a high-end premium product in the pretzel category. We're carving out that space as the pinnacle of pretzels. And I can see that our promotion has come up on the screen. So I just want to say that now through the end of tomorrow, August 1st, you can get 15% off our website at www.omgpretzels.com. And another special is that if you place an order of $40 or more, you will also get free shipping.
That's fantastic.
Great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys? I mean, what do you do? I mean, let's hear a little more personal things. What are you doing besides celebrating your brother's birthday? What else are you doing while you're in the United Kingdom?
Well, we went, of course, sightseeing. We were down in London. My brother lives in the north of England, so we're up in Northumberland, closer to the Scottish border. We went to Scotland, and we're just taking a break before we actually bring our new flavor to market next month. We're bringing a buffalo flavor to market, and you can see our awesome new packaging that will be coming to market as well.
That's fantastic.
Super.
Well, Stephanie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love the fact that the baby's being better than our dog is being.
Doing
Here.
great.
That's fantastic. How old is she?
2 months today.
2 months today. Well, that is beautiful. That's wonderful. And we thank you so much for taking the time to join us here from London. And we hope everyone will go out and try Oh My God pretzels. OMG with an exclamation point pretzels, and hope
Once you pop one in your mouth, OMG comes popping out.
Going in, the lemon pepper. Oh, I better not do that. I got to introduce the next brand. I don't want to shortchange Amy on an introduction. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday again.
Happy birthday.
And we really appreciate
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next on our list is Haney Eldamani. I believe Adina Saperstein, his wife and co-founder, is there with him. And Haney, can you see us? Can you hear us? And
I sure can. Can you hear me?
Haney's Harvest. It's a product Susan and I have tried and enjoyed.
Yes.
But we'd like to hear from you a little bit more about your tonics and your wellness drinks and so much, because it's such a great product. So please, Haney, take the show here.
Thank you for having me, Tom. And I do have to correct one thing. This is not Adina, my wife and business partner. This is actually.
With it.
I invited my friend, esteemed community member and culinary genius, Michelle Williams, here to join me. She's someone. And so recently ran our favorite cafe in town here in Catskill, New York, and used our products in a lot of ways. So she's a very big fan of our product, and she actually, I wanted to demo the product in a few ways today, and she was nice enough to make this amazing looking salad here.
Wow.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. I suppose you want me to introduce the products before we get there, though.
Sure.
Okay.
Please do.
Great. So again, my name's Haney. I'm the founder of Haney's Harvest, and our flagship product is fire cider. Okay. The lighting might not be super for that, but hopefully you
There we go. We can see it.
Yep. Okay. And fire cider is a traditional herbal recipe that's been around for a long time, and it's a folk remedy that has great digestive, immune boosting, respiratory, anti-inflammatory properties. The base ingredient is apple cider vinegar, and that apple cider vinegar is infused with a bunch of different superfoods such as turmeric, ginger, horseradish, onion, garlic. So I was introduced to that recipe about 10 years ago, and I made a batch and I took it every day, and I loved the way it felt. And I also recognized how versatile it was, how many different ways I could enjoy it. I could use the product. Then nothing happened for a few years. And then I was kind of at a crossroads in my life where I had some time. Okay, what should I do next? And I kind of made another batch on a whim. I started sharing with friends, sharing with family, and getting all this very overwhelmingly positive feedback. Hey, I love this stuff. It's great. And also, hey, could I get a little sweeter? Could I get a little spicier? And the different variations came out. And from there, it just kind of took on a life of its own, and the company got started. The trio, our fire cider trio, is the unsweetened. And again, I don't know how good the lighting is here, but we have the unsweetened, and that is our tart version that doesn't have any honey or maple syrup in it. It's also, I would say, the most versatile because you can always add. You can't take anything back out. Here you have the Carolina Reaper. Again, I do apologize for this lighting, but the Carolina Reaper pepper's in there. So that's, if you're familiar with that pepper, it's a very, very hot, spicy pepper. We don't go crazy with it. There's enough to give you a nice kick. And, capsaicin is also has wellness properties to it as well. So it's not just for flavor. But the pepper heads out there will particularly appreciate that one. And then we have, what I like to call the gateway fire cider. And this is the maple honey. So the maple honey is sweetened with, you guessed it, maple honey and maple syrup and raw honey. So it's a little bit smoother going down, but it has it's every bit as potent as the others. Sometime later, we came out with our dandelion earth cider. And the dandelion earth cider has dandelion root, burdock root, chicory root. It's a lot mellower. It doesn't have the fire of the other ones. And it's called earth for a reason. It has just kind of a more of a grounding profile to it. And everything we use, like one of the fellows that went before me here was saying, you can pronounce all the ingredients. Everything's a whole food. We don't use any extracts. The honey is raw and unprocessed. The vinegar is raw. All the foods are either wholesome. Some of the foods we use are dried, some of the spices, but nothing is an extract, nothing is processed, and we don't pasteurize our product at the end. So you have all those natural bioactive ingredients are in their natural essence in there.
So, Haney,
go ahead.
We're really excited to.
Yeah, I mean, Tom has been using your product in all kinds of recipes, and it is absolutely delicious. Just wondering, what are your favorite ways to use?
I just want to say we added the maple honey on top of yogurt and ice cream. Okay,
Nice.
and I've done ice cream, and it was wonderful. It gave like this fiery little sweetness to it, spicy. So
and salads
and salads and
delicious,
broccoli. I've been adding. I added the fire cider on broccoli and the Carolina. They're all delicious. But please, we'd love to see how Michelle's been doing with them.
Michelle, why don't you share with us how you like to use the products?
Hello. So I also had a little ice cream shop for a while. So the ice cream and the yogurt concept we actually worked with, and it was quite successful. But we used the elderberry.
I did use elderberry on both of them.
And we did it with some local strawberries and a local vanilla ice cream, and it was. Yeah, that sold. It was really unique. So for this salad and in the cafe, how we would often use it is we just incorporate it into our dressings to replace any kind of vinegar acid that we were adding to it. Then you have that added health benefit, which my whole staff, we would do shots, and we would of Haney's Harvest. And we would do it with just hot water during the winter. We would add different flavors, whatever we were feeling, and in the morning get us going. But right now, what I'm going to show you is the maple honey, and what I have in here is just some olive oil, and then I chiffon some basil, some purple basil, some green basil from my garden, and I kind of just picked this on my way out. This has like some lamb's quarters, some purple string beans, some nasturtiums, some pea shoots, and peppers, and just some edible flowers. And so what I do is there's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I just set it with the basil to kind of marinate, and then I just take this and add like you would a vinegar and just mix it up, and it's super easy. It's like throw it over and then give it a good toss. And I also put some seeds in here because I always like to add protein to my salads. A lot of times it's hot and that's all we're eating. It's just a big salad, and it just makes it super tangy, super beautiful, and it's just, I mean, it's easy. I love easy, especially in this heat right now.
And for those of you watching, you don't have to get that crazy with your salads, although it is awesome.
It is awesome. I mean, anything, any kind of green, go to your farmer's market, support some nice local farmers, super fresh. 'Tis the season up here in New York. It's a small growing season, so we enjoy it while we can. But I use it we used to use it with our cafe in almost all our salad dressings in the place of vinegar.
And Haney, you sent us a number of bottles, and we went through them so quickly. Okay, we were just using them every night, and we were using them, as I said, like the elderberry and the honey maple,
yogurt
in the morning. I put it on cereal even. On some oat in the morning.
That's great to hear. Kind of.
And we only have a few more minutes here. I wanted to ask you. You mentioned so many things that are in our normal pantry: garlic, turmeric. I mean, all the ingredients that you have in this. Tell us just again, about a little bit more about the health benefits of your product.
Okay, insert the FDA disclaimer before I speak, of course.
Absolutely.
Onion and garlic are very powerful anti-immune agents. And turmeric is very anti-inflammatory. Again, FDA disclaimer, it has been found to have very anti-carcinogenic properties. Ginger is also a great detoxifier, and additionally has anti-inflammatory ingredients. Of course, ACV is used by a lot of people as a digestive aid. And then the horseradish, that's your expectorant, you know, that's really good for your respiratory health.
Yep.
And that's just a little bit. That's not even
they're all
everything.
sitting here. They're
Yeah,
all sitting
right.
here. Regular users of all those. So
Yep.
hey, Haney, Michelle, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. If
Yes.
Jenna will flash one more time, the fact that you can purchase all of these with 15% off, that you can find them on our website. You can go to Hanny's website, but we certainly appreciate you showing us your salad, Michelle. This was just absolutely wonderful. So
Thank
you
you.
so much. We really appreciate you both being here. And I hope everyone tries this. I think it's one of the a really great product and something that you can use so many ways in your kitchen. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tom and Michael and Susan.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now we're going to move on to our next brand, which is Kamal Jarrett and Hillside Harvest. So this is a brand of sauces, and we haven't had the chance to try these yet, Kamal. I hope to. But Kamal, are you with us? Can you jump in here and tell us a little bit about your product?
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Yeah, so the sauces are on their way. I promise you'll have them by midweek. But yeah, so we're Hillside Harvest. I launched Hillside back in 2019. Prior to that, I was working for a large CPG company here in the Massachusetts area. And, you know, was in love with just cooking and food in general, and wanted to do something on my own, and really wanted to pay homage to my heritage. I was born in Jamaica and grew up in the Boston area. And a lot of times when I would go to the supermarket, I would have to go into the quote unquote ethnic aisle to find something that reminded me of home. So for me, building Hillside Harvest was an opportunity to create a brand that would emphasize or pay homage to the Caribbean experience, but in the main aisle. And so, you know, have easier access to our core consumer. And so we launched in 2019 with two sauces, our pineapple Fresno, which we'll be demoing today, with with a cocktail, because what's the holidays without a cocktail? And our original hot pepper, which was actually our first hot sauce. And so we have in total, we have 6 SKUs. We've got 4 hot sauces and 2 marinades, and our goal is really to, you know, try and infiltrate the sauce and condiment space with as much Caribbean inspiration as possible. And we lead with flavor. That's the big thing for us, is that we're not all spiced. A lot of our sauces, including our pineapple Fresno, is fairly low in heat, but tons of flavor, and does remind us a little bit of home. So, you know, just to go down the line, pineapple Fresno is a delicious blend of fresh Fresno pepper, fresh pineapple, a little bit of sea salt. Our original that I alluded to is apple, honey, ginger, lemon juice, garlic, Scotch bonnet peppers. So that ginger and the Scotch bonnet, clearly things that are used very frequently in Caribbean cooking. Sun-kissed tomato is actually our most popular. That's a medium hot sauce. It's sun-dried tomato, bell pepper, Fresno pepper, olive oil, and sea salt. Our 2 jerk marinades, mild and spicy. We're in New England. Some people have told me there's no such thing as a mild jerk marinade, but we had to make one because we're from Boston. So, so we got that. And then our latest sauce is our carrot escovitch. So if you've ever traveled to the Caribbean, you may have had escovitch fish or chicken. And essentially it's a pickling process where you pour vinegar that's, you know, had pepper, bell peppers, carrot, pimento seeds, all soaking, and obviously Scotch bonnet pepper soaking in that vinegar, and you pour that over fried fish or fried chicken. So we took that same concept and we wanted to make carrot the hero. And so, you know, we took the inspiration of escovitch and made it a sauce, with carrot being kind of the lead ingredient. And so far, it's really been a knockout in terms of a sauce. It's also our hottest, so that might drive some of the like. But yeah, and so that's our thing, is just really trying to hone in on inspiration, whether it be meals, a feeling, you know, flavor profiles that remind us of the Caribbean, but, you know, making sure that they're also approachable for the U.S. consumer.
So you said you're gonna show us making a drink with it, but what are all the uses for your sauces and marinades?
Yeah, I like to say there's really no rules when it comes to hot sauce. I won't tell anybody how to use it. I'll tell you how I've used it. You know, even our jerk, I mean, someone has told me that they've used it on tofu, and I said, that's great. I probably will never do that, but, you know, to each his own. For our hot sauces, you know, I like to use the pineapple Fresno. I'll show you here. We're going to make a simple margarita. I'm no bartender, so please make it however you like it. Just pour some hot sauce and it's delicious. But also really great on pizza. If you're really into pineapple on your pizza, this is a great addition to your pizza. Oysters, pulled pork, our sun-kissed tomato, which is our lead seller, is amazing on mac and cheese. I know some of you may be on the West Coast or Middle America, you may not know about clam chowder, but it's delicious. It's delicious in clam chowder as well. And so, you know, there's really no rules when it comes to any of our sauces. It's really just about adding an additional level of flavor to your favorite meals.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go really quickly. I'll be quick. Again, not a bartender. So all the chefs in the house, please. So I'm just putting some ice in a shaker. I'm gonna do, it's a really easy, simple recipe that I follow. It's a 3-2-1. So 3 parts tequila, so your favorite tequila. 2, 3. We'll do 2 parts triple sec. Again, whatever your favorite brand of triple sec happens to be. 1, 2, and again, I had some ice already in the shaker for those who missed that piece. And then 1 part lime juice that I already got prepped. I'll shake that up. Nice and cold. Well-positioned margarita glass here. Pour that in.
Wow.
I like to top with a little bit of club soda just to give it a little fizz. Again, that might be sacrilegious, but my and then about 1 teaspoon of our pineapple Fresno. I like to pour it right over so you get a little bit right on it in each drink, each sip.
You've got us all salivating.
I know. See, this is why I sent my product late. So now you have now you have the anticipation of
So, Haney, why Hillside Harvest? Why the name?
Not Haney.
Or sorry,
Come on.
Yeah. So for us, the hillside represents both my upbringing in Jamaica and here in Massachusetts. So I was born in Cypress Hall, which is a small town above the Red Hills of Kingston, Jamaica. And I was raised in Milton, Massachusetts, which is a small town below the hills of Blue Hills in the Massachusetts region here in New England. And so the goal for me, again, when we first started this, was to really, take inspiration from both the cultures that have essentially molded my life and present it for consumers. And so that's kind of our Easter egg for folks. As we grow, we want to make sure that we're keeping in mind the original goal of launching.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we're almost out of time here, but
Yes.
Susan had one
Yes,
question.
Kamal, where can we find you?
Yeah, so we're mostly regional right now. We're in all the Whole Foods throughout New York, New Jersey, and New England. We're also in Kowalski's at Jerry's in the Midwest. And we're slowly growing, but online you can get us on Amazon.com, on Walmart.com, Fresh Direct, and on our website, hillsidesauce.com.
And for the time being, we can find you on the Brandjectory website where you have special offer.
Absolutely.
And
yes, we're giving 30% off through the 15th.
Advise everyone to go out there. We can't wait to try them, and we'll give you our feedback once we do. But I'm sure they're going to be delicious. Kamal, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for treating us to a holiday gift, a holiday drink here. We hadn't thought about that, but that's fantastic. So we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Kamal. All right, we're going to move on to our next brand here, which is Renee Dunn of Amazing Foods. And Renee, we're hoping you can join us now.
I'm here.
Renee, we know you're on the road.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, I'm here, ready to go. Okay, awesome.
And tell us a little bit about Amazing Foods.
So it's Amazi. Amazi is the name of our brand, and I'm the founder CEO. We partner directly with farmers and small businesses in Uganda to make all of our products from start to finish. I started the company after studying abroad in Uganda, doing my thesis research there. And my thesis was on local entrepreneurship. And I met a lot of growers, a lot of local producers, a lot of great entrepreneurs who just didn't have access to the global market, and was learning a lot about their issues with food waste, their issues with selling at prices that were lower than what they should be getting for their goods. And also the more that I was spending time, eating healthier, more innovative snacks on the US market. Side note, I'm a fitness instructor. I've been in the wellness industry for 13 years. So as a consumer, I was very much aware of kind of what was out there. I saw, bags of snacks that they could easily be making and creating using the incredible things that they were growing, that would sell for pretty good money for them. And so I wanted to find a way to kind of close the gap between source and consumer and build a model that was vertically integrated, that allowed local businesses in Uganda to access markets abroad, and actually bring a lot of the jobs and such back to Uganda, as opposed to kind of the current disconnected and lack of transparent model that we have. And the great news is that not only does that create social impact, but it also allows for a better tasting product. I might be biased, but I'm pretty sure that's a lot of the feedback that we've been getting, because we're producing right at the source. So instead of, exporting fruit, it going through many middlemen, we actually get to capture the freshness of these fruits at their peak ripeness level. Kamal, you're probably familiar with some of these because lots of tropical fruits grown in Uganda as well. It's an equatorial country. And so I was inspired by a lot of the fruits that I enjoyed there, and I knew that were less available to people on the US market, and that I knew were super delicious, super high in health benefits. So our hero ingredient, or at least our first line that gained traction in retail, was our jackfruit line. And that has, simple ingredients. Everything that we make is 3 simple ingredients, no added sugars, no preservatives, but really big, bold flavor in each one. And we like to think that we're adding a little bit of a twist to kind of the commoditized, boring dried fruit section of the store. And I have kind of a minimal setup today because I too am on the road, but I have a few of our products here to talk about. I'm
holding in my hand the jackfruit and the ginger turmeric jackfruit, which was really, I thought, really tasty.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. So yeah, we have our 3 jackfruit flavors here. Catching on to things back here. But every single one, as I mentioned, it's just 3 simple ingredients. It's just fruit and spices, nothing else. This is the one that Tom just tried. And it's sticky, chewy, sweet, packed with fiber. I like to say it tastes kind of like a grown-up fruit roll-up. I had a call with somebody earlier today, and they were telling me that it reminds them of the flavor of juicy fruit. And funny enough, they do use jackfruit extract and juicy fruit gum, or at least they did at one point. So it's a fun kind of sweet, unique flavor. I like to say it tastes like pineapple, mango, and banana had a baby. And that is kind of that fresh, ripe flavor of jackfruit. A lot of brands right now are using jackfruit as a meat replacement. We like to treat it as the fruit that it is because it has an amazing sweet flavor, and it's actually much higher in fiber and such than it is in protein. So we find it's also kind of more transparent to the consumer to treat it as like a sweet fruit snack. And we also have it in ginger and lime. And we also have it in chili and lime, which is my personal favorite flavor. I like a kick. And Kamal, we also have gotten feedback that people think it's spicy, but I love a lot of spice. And so if you don't like spicy, stick with the ginger lime. All right. We got something for everybody.
They're all delicious.
Thank you. Thanks. And sorry?
I have the plantain chips in my hand too here, which they're more probably a little bit more mainstream in terms of their chip, they're crunchy, but they're they're very simple and very tasty. Salted in olive oil.
Yeah, so I was gonna get to our plantain chips. They are dried and roasted instead of fried. So we actually use the sweeter plantain variety. So it's a little less starchy, a little more sweet. In Uganda, that variety is called Gonja, Gonja. And we get it from farmers in Western Uganda, which is very close to the DRC border, plantain land over there. And we source directly from them. It's just olive oil, salt, plantains. They're dehydrated and roasted. So it's a little bit of a different take on the typical plantain chip. They're not as greasy and salty. They have a little bit more of a caramelized texture. I was about to say with a lot of our dried fruit snacks, they're perfect for, I'm a fitness instructor, like I said, so I crush a bag of these between my classes. I keep it in my glove compartment. Travel snack. I ate a bag on my plane ride the other day. But I think they're also great if you want to chop them up and put them on salads. I've also had people put the plantain chips as like a crunchy alternative to granola in yogurts and oatmeal, things like that. And we also have seen them in trail mixes all chopped up. So you can get creative with them, but of course, I tend to eat them right out of the bag. And then the last product I wanted to talk about here is our dried pineapple. It's our newest item. We launched it at the way end of last year, early this year. It hit shelves. And it is moringa hibiscus flavored. So we take two superfoods, moringa and hibiscus, and we pair them with pineapple for a super sweet superfood packed snack. I think that they're a unique take on the dried pineapple here. A lot of the pineapple on the market is, often in rings. It's often coated in sugar. It's often very dry and tough. Ours is actually pretty juicy and sticky and chewy. And I don't know if sticky is necessarily the right word, but it kind of has that juicy pineapple feel in your mouth. And when you have the moringa and hibiscus with it, there is like a bit of a floral tart twinge, which is really nice. And we've gotten great feedback on this product. It recently won a Good Housekeeping Award for Best Snack. And also it won a Nexty Award for being people forward. We partnered with Kuli Kuli, another moringa company. We use a lot of their moringa producers in Uganda to source this moringa. So we've been able to bring in other existing ethical supply chains into the product. And we're just continuing to do things like that to help drive our social impact. So yeah, and the great news is that every single one of our bags is less than 200 calories. And like I said, no added sugar, anything like that. So crush a bag, crush two, however many you'd like. And, I eat them till I don't want them anymore, which is rare. So yeah.
People find your snacks? Where are you what stores are you in now? We're online. People can find them on the Brandjectory website.
Yes.
Where else can they be found?
We're in Sprouts. We're in the superfood set. If you go to Sprouts, you should see our pineapple and jackfruit there. We're in Wegmans. We actually just launched our pineapple to Wegmans. We started samples today, so you can get them at Wegmans. But our jackfruit has already been there. You can find us at Giant in the sort of Mid-Atlantic region. And you can also find us on Thrive Market, on Imperfect Foods, Misfits Market, and Amazon, of course, as well as our website. We are in select airports too, and select hotels. So be on the lookout. I'd love for you guys to try them. And Foxtrot Markets, I forgot to mention, Foxtrot Markets in the DMV. So yeah.
And Jenna will pop up your deal one more time here, right there.
Oh, okay, there we go.
A little holiday special here at Brandjectory. So Renee, we really appreciate you being here and joining us from the road today.
Thank you.
Much for telling us everything about it, and we love what you're doing and the cause you're supporting, and that's fantastic. And thank you so much.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Okay, and now we go to our last brand for today. We want to welcome Danny and David from Cocoa Foods. They've got a great story as to how they came up with their product, and we'd love to hear a little bit more about Cocoa Foods, Danny and David. So could you please join us?
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hey. Hi, David. We haven't met you yet. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Yeah, so I'm Danny, and this is my husband and co-founder, David.
Hi. So the company was actually founded on the recipes that we fed our own son. He was born 8 weeks premature to a gestational carrier in Honolulu, Hawaii. And for his fighting spirit, a local native cultural practitioner gave him the middle name Keikoa, which I said, means brave warrior. And so when it was time for him to eat solid foods, I wanted to make sure he had the most nutritious food possible. And so I made all of his own food and included lots of vegetables, lots of herbs and spices. We love to cook. We wanted to make sure that he loved to eat what we cooked. And so we launched beginning of last year.
With 3 products. So that's apple and ginger, beets, fennel, and kale, and a curry vegetable mango. So this is a custom spice blend. It's heat-free and pepper-free, just flavorful. We add caramelized onions and roasted garlic, along with celery, carrot, and potatoes. For the beets, fennel, and kale, this has 3 grams of plant-based protein, 2 grams of fiber, only 5 grams of sugar, all natural, of course. And it includes black beans, leeks, basil, cumin, and balsamic vinegar.
And then, of course, we needed to add to our collection. So just this past couple months ago, we launched 4 new flavors. And so we have peas and mint, which is just peas and mint. We have our squash, kale, and turmeric, which also has kale and olive oil, onion, garlic, and turmeric.
And it's delicious. We've tried that one for sure. That is absolutely delicious.
Which one's your favorite?
The turmeric and the apples and ginger, to be honest.
Nice. And then we have a mango paprika, and that has a hint of lime. And then for our very crazy one, if you will, it's our shawarma, artichoke, and cauliflower. And the shawarma is comprised of 12 different spices, which also includes obviously the cauliflower and the artichoke, and as well, but it also has avocado oil in this one.
Yeah, and again, just like the curry, it's a custom blend. It's heat-free, pepper-free, just savory to help get little ones excited to eating nutritious, healthy foods. In fact, 5 of our products are more veggie rich. So those include a baby's full recommended daily allowance of their veggie diet for the day. For a 2 to 4 year old, it's 50%. And for adults who want to snack on these, it represents 25% of your daily intake of veggies.
Guys, it feels like this gets the child into eating more what the family is going to be eating long term. I mean, tastes like shawarma and curry and turmeric. I mean, so if you're a family that's looking to eat healthy for your whole family, it feels like this gets them starts to bring the child into the realm of these are the tastes they're going to know as the family cooks, as the family chooses restaurants to go out to. I mean, we went to our favorite Mediterranean restaurant last night. Okay, so these are flavors that we're used to, and it seems like that's where a lot of families are headed with some of these more flavorful foods as part of their regular diet. It feels like this gets them on board with that.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I'm sure everyone here, right? You're eating now the foods that you ate when you were growing up. Those are more familiar. Those are your comfort foods. So we've heard so many parents say, oh, my children don't eat vegetables. And we're like, well, what vegetables do you serve? They're like, well, I don't, because they don't eat them. So I don't bother. So that's the thing, is that you have to expose them early and often, because what becomes familiar becomes what they seek out.
And one thing that we have discovered since we launched, because we have lots of vegetables, they are high in protein. And most of all, they taste really, really good. We've found that adults are actually eating them as well, because the parents will try them and then they'll start eating it and maybe give half a pouch to their child because they ended up enjoying it so much, and then they'll buy some for themselves. They'll actually use it for snacks to get through the day, which is really fantastic. A really great, healthy way to get through your meal, from one meal to the other.
The afternoon, I've been popping these down. They've been really great, and we're actually going to put some in smoothies.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I would definitely recommend the mango and the apple for that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I had one question here. You may have already touched on it a little bit. Just tell us a little bit more about your son.
He's 10 years old, you said.
Yeah, yeah, he's 10 years old. He's almost 5 feet tall, to be honest. So he's a pretty big kid. That's actually a picture of him a couple years ago at the Dublin Zoo on the top, and then the Bronx Zoo on the bottom. But yeah, he's a pretty adventurous eater. In fact, this morning he asked for he wanted naan with cream cheese and salmon, and then he put hot sauce on it.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Kamal will have to send you some of his hot sauce.
I know exactly.
Yeah. Utilize that discount code.
He helps you in the kitchen, right?
Absolutely, yeah. He helps us in the kitchen on a regular basis, but he's also taste tester #1 because they're based off the recipes that we fed him as a baby. As he's gotten older, and then we've developed new recipes or had to change it so that we could produce it for the public. Every time I then went back to modify the recipe a little bit, we always had him taste it first. And if I thought maybe it was okay, and then he would give me the thumbs down, I'm like, you're right, I got to go back, got to fix it, work on it a little bit more. And then once he gives the approval, then we'll let other people enjoy the new flavors.
And what stores, what retail areas we can find you on the Brandjectory website right now, but where else can folks find you?
So we launched in May in Sprouts Farmers Market. So we're in all stores nationwide. We're super excited about that and really love the partnership with Sprouts. We're going to be getting into Central Market in Texas in September, October, along with Harmon's in Utah. We're talking to a few more retailers. We're online through Amazon, our Shopify site, as well as VitaCost.
That's wonderful. Well, we're out of time here today. We thank you both for being here, Danny and David. It's been really marvelous to talk to everybody.
It's been great.
Today as part of our Christmas in July special. We thank you all for doing this. It was a lot of fun, and I hope everyone, we're gonna record this and we're gonna put it out on LinkedIn and on Twitter and send it out to the world. We want everybody to know about your great brands, and with that, I think Jenna has a little closing music for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good job, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yes.